Well, I guess I'm starting now at this screen. Huh. Give me a second. Just enjoy this title screen. The music for it. There we go. Okay, I just was trying to get the stream manager going on my... Whoa! I have it set to auto change window size based around resolution. Is this a different FMV than the one I'm thinking of? Okay, yeah, that's the... Okay. I'm gonna quickly go into options, graphics settings, turn off auto adjust window size. Okay, so hi and welcome. I know that the stream title says Blue Burst, and this pretty explicitly says episode 1 and 2 plus, and I'm running this in Dolphin. And this is the GameCube version. I'm even using my GameCube controller because I figured why not. Let's hear those controller noises, the click-clacks. Gotta do it hard. Make sure the mic picks up on it, that it's not just noise. But yeah. I decided that I would start this on the episode 1 and 2 version just to get across some things that Blue Burst does different. So anyways, welcome to what I'm going to be doing on Fridays from now on. Instead of just having like whatever I'm trying to run through and beat on Fridays, I'm going to be doing Phantasy Star, whatever Phantasy Star game that I'm currently working through. So in this case, I'm going to be starting with Blue Burst, well, original Phantasy Star Online. I'm going to be doing it in Blue Burst, but for right now, I'm going to be doing it. I'm going to be starting off using the original the GameCube release of 1 and 2 plus. And the reason for that is just to get across a couple of little differences that Blue Burst does and some of the changes it makes. Both in story presentation and the fact that the opening FMV is slightly different. Well, the opening FMV is for episode 4, but also there's an option to set... the private server I use recently updated the client to have a modification so you could set it to use the original FMV, but the original PC FMV was a slideshow. So I'm using this. But anyways, like I said, I'll cover more as I go. For now, enjoy this opening. And with that, we go into character creation. As it says, it's more character select in the original Phantasy Star Online. You have character creation, but each race, class, and gender combination actually is like different stats. It's more like in Diablo 2, like they're basically, you're selecting a character. You do have some level of customization though. So basically though, as it shows, the 3 different main classes are Hunter, Ranger, and Force. Basically, physical attacks, ranged attacks, magic. And then you have the delineation between it with Hunter Human Male, Humar, Hunter Newman Female, Huneural, Hunter Android Male, Hucast, and Hunter Android Female, Hucasile. And basically, these all have different stats and different kind of things they're good at. I think there might even be some slight delineation between them in terms of weapon proficiencies or like some slight stuff like that. I'm gonna be playing a Hunter. It's what I always loved playing. It's what I play in every Phantasy Star game. Even though, like, admittedly it's pretty basic. And I'm gonna be playing a Humar specifically, because it's what I play. Humar in this game is, like, they're the hard mode, actually. Like, this says, suitable for advanced level players. This is the actual hard mode. Because for as much as it's balanced, it's like, well, this is a class that can kind of do it. Well, this is like a character that can kind of do everything. Not very well, but they're good. They're good, but like, you basically have to rely a lot on pure player skill to get around a lot of stuff. Huneural does have less HP, but can use magic better than Humar. By the way, if it's a cast, it can't use magic, period. Newmans generally... So basically, humans are balanced, casts are physical, and mainly accuracy, and Newmans are magical. And Newmans actually do have a special specific trait to them, which is they regenerate TP automatically. Well, PP automatically, so they regenerate magic. They're MP. I believe Ramarl here wasn't in the original release. And same with Fomar here, I think. It's either Fomar or Fomarl. But yeah, basically... alongside this, one of the other things... So, like I said, humans and Newmans get magic. Newmans usually have lower health and are weaker at physical stuff, but they have regenerating MP. Casts don't get magic entirely. What they get instead is traps. They get usable items that they can use that are basically their version of magic. But yeah, so basically we're going to be picking, like I said though, we're going to be picking Humar. Just because it's what I'm familiar with. So, some basic character customization, like I said. Takes a moment to load in the option. Use L and R to just pivot him. Gonna go with the more striking eyes here. I feel like this is a better angle to show off hair. They're very, very early Dreamcast in terms of style and look and model and polygons. It's got a neat aesthetic. It's got an aesthetic going on. I'm gonna be going just with the basic and just cranking up the red as I am wont to do. This is like the first game that I've streamed that has character creation in it. So you're gonna immediately see my usual propensity for character creation, which is usually red hair. No, just different palettes for the basic costume. They can change in like their patterns and whatnot quite a bit. They're all along the same line. I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with pale because, well, I'm very pale in real life. And then proportions is just, you get wacky with it. Let's just go with a... I don't know how actually tall my character is, so let's go with that. Let's just go with the normal username. Yep. And Sky. Oh, Oran. Right. Depending on the version of the game, it changes what your Hunter ID is. Hunter ID is actually a very important thing there. I'll get into it. But for now, I'll just say it's important and it's based off what your name is. And we'll start with episode 1. Hey, you can play with a glowing light while it's loading. And then talk to... So they're both kind of not saying a specific thing. Yeah. Kind of grim. Oh, here we go. So there, that's what the president and, I already forget her name, were kind of quiet about. Yeah, this mission is pretty important because as the opening said, this is kind of humanity's hope. I'm just gonna go around and talk to some NPCs. So I'm not gonna be able to really do this that reasonably in Blue Burst because of just how private servers have to operate. So yeah, getting some more backstory going on, getting some more world building. I really fucking love this theme and just the tiny little view of like this one platform. Like the Pioneer ships are absolutely massive. They are major cities basically in these spaceships. And also worth mentioning that yeah, each ship can only carry 30,000 people. So admittedly, not too many people get to emigrate right away, but this is presumably the start of a greater operation towards that. Oh, and here's the bank. Right now, can't really use it too much. Just for depositing money, because in the original releases, usually private servers turn this off, but when you die, you drop your gear, and you lose all your money. Or you lose a chunk of your money, I believe. I forget what it was. And here's the introduction of the techers. These guys. If I am to get any items that are, like, that have a question mark, I talk to this guy. And he'll figure out what it is. Weapon store. Can't really afford much. It all costs a lot. If an item is grayed out, that means we can't equip it, and we can see over on the right window, ATP needed, so that'd be the attack power that I need, so my strength that I would need to equip that. ATA is accuracy, and that's, you know, mainly for guns. The red X on the left of an item is just saying that I flat out cannot equip that from, like, character limitations. That my character can never use that, even if they meet the stat requirements. And then some terms that are familiar to everybody in Phantasy Star, online or classic. Monomate, monofluid. Discs are for learning magic. They are Foy, Anti, Resta, Barda. Foy is fire. Anti is poison and status cure. Resta is healing. Barda is ice. As you can tell, they also have their individual magic magic stat needed. Magic strength is the stat basically required for them. As you can see, even though they're all level 1, they still vary quite a bit. So it's going to be a bit before we can use any magic. Huh. Barda, notably a lower requirement than Foy. Then Moon Atomizer, antidote, yeah. So Telepipe is basically, yeah, you kind of need those. You need to stock up on them at all times, because being able to return to town at any point is kind of a necessity. And then Armor Shot. You get armor, and you get shields. It's also worth noting, if the item is green, that means that it has a variant, like, I believe, I forget, it'll come to me as I'm playing, but basically, like, there's variances among equipment, like specific resistances and things that they're strong against. They vary with. Yeah, a lot of people talk about Red Ring Rico. And yeah, medical center, this is where you go when you die. You just automatically respawn here. And you can, if you return to town and you do not have full health or full TP, you can just come back and heal there. Yeah, the independent mercenary group that is the Hunters Guild. Not to be confused with hunters as in the class, but... yeah, I'm not going to be doing these, but the Hunters Guild shows us some side quests that we can do. Notable thing about side quests in this game is they are instanced, as in once you start up a side quest, it just goes into a specialized like version of the world state for that side quest specifically. Yeah, just getting once again, making sure we get that backstory. Yeah, I will say, so I might as well, I'll have time. I'll have a lot of time to start talking about story stuff. But anyways, here's the actual game. It's an action RPG. There's a slight timing element to this. You can't, literally, if you try and mash this out, it will lock you out of further inputs. You have to wait until you're done your attack to swing the next time. This is normal attack, set to A. Set on X is heavy attack. Longer startup, but does more damage, does have lower accuracy. Set on B is a monomate, the basic healing item. Crates contain stuff that you can pick up. And basically, this is a different sort of style of Diablo. This game is very heavily Diablo, is the best way I can put it. And here is the main form of storytelling in this game. These little pods here. So yeah, the main form of storytelling for the game is that Red Ring Rico, the person who, you know, everybody's talking about, great scientist, great hunter, super respected among everybody, and the mayor's daughter. I think he was the mayor. I forget what his actual title was. I already do. Chief Tyrell. But yeah, she leaves all sorts of messages for us to read, and that is going to be all the storytelling we get. So, anyways, here's some combat. As mentioned, it's pretty basic. You swing at things. Heavy attacks do more damage, notably more. They also have more knockback to them, but they have less accuracy, so you are more likely to miss. I'd say as I missed 3 normal attacks in a row. So I might as well mention a noteworthy thing about how the targeting system works. It's kind of weird. Basically, if that target is on them, that is telling you that you are currently going to hit them. If that target isn't there, you literally can't hit them, even if it looks like the hitboxes should intersect. Yeah. Fairly basic combat, but the interesting thing about it is it's generally pretty punishing when you get hit. And the way you avoid damage is usually figuring out at what point in your swing you should try and not. And hey, the introduction of the Rappy. This kind of became the Phantasy Star series, I would say Chocobo, but I mean, that is kind of accurate. Notable for a trick they pull. Waiting around. I don't know if I have to actually walk away from them in this version or if it's just time. I think it's just time. Come on. There. Yeah, they play dead, and then they run away. And if you hit them when they're running away, you'll get an extra thing. So yeah, getting a bit more story here that Red Ring Rico noting that the animals didn't used to be violent. This used to be a very peaceful planet when everybody first arrived. And something fucked up happened. Something strange happened, caused everything to get violent. It's also worth mentioning, I believe... I've been trying to cover so much, but... Okay, so... I'll have a second chance at covering this anyways. Okay, I just wanna... So basically, Red Ring Rico is going around on her own journey to figure out what's going on. Why did the animals suddenly turn violent and whatnot? So... She's also a tutorial. Just as she said, these sorts of switches will disable the similar colored things. Meseta, by the way, you can probably guess, that's our money. So here's the thing. So the 3-button lineup you see there, that's our action palette. A is normal attack, B is what I currently have applied to there, X is heavy attack. I can change this, and then I also have stuff that I can set to when I'm holding down the R button. I have 3 slots as well. The Y button is set to bring up the keyboard here, because this was an online game, so you can type messages and say things. If you hold R and press Y, you bring up the item, the quick item, which allows you to quickly change equipment. So I now have a handgun that I can use. It is, like I said, the targeting functions the same way for everybody. Even if the hitbox looks like it should intersect, if you're not actually targeting it, it doesn't work. But this is a ranged weapon, and it's fairly solid. Oh, just saw some enemies fall in there. Yeah, like I said, tutorial messages are all by Red Ring Rico. They are all explicitly her giving a tutorial and just leaving messages and whatnot. Out of the idea that maybe maybe there'll be a person who comes after her to figure out what's going on. Yeah, basically just... so I might as well get into it right now. I never actually played the classic Phantasy Stars. The first one I played was online. And I played it when Blue Burst released on PC. So I was very late to things, but I pretty much instantly fell in love with it. I might want to play the original Phantasy Stars sometime. Not too interested in them. 4 seems really good, admittedly. As much as I love JRPGs of that era, for some reason Phantasy Star doesn't grab me. No, hey, we gained a level. Get stat ups. I believe we're on a very specific curve based around what our character selection was. Yeah. Also, you can see the big benefit of, you know, ranged weapons being generally, you're pretty safe as you fire, so you can generally just position yourself around. Which, yeah, that is the kind of key to avoiding damage in this game. You don't have a dedicated dodge button. You figure out when you have low enough recovery that you can just walk away from a hit like that. What is overcommitting and whatnot. Also, you're seeing the effect of me evading / blocking a thing. which is just a random chance for that to happen. So this is currently blocked off. Gonna need to find something to unlock that. And also, this message lit up. It's a bit of a guide on an enemy we haven't seen yet. Wait, I think we just killed some. Maybe. I don't know. I did some sound tests and whatnot, and I might be mixing up what I did in there with what I'm doing right now. There we go. Unlock these crates. Stuff we're going to be getting right now is nothing special. We're going to still want to pick up all of it just because it's money and it's gear. Even if it's not great, it's better than what we currently have. Also, through Quick Item, you can tab through the different tabs. So you can just quickly go to your usable items and your skills. All your different spells you know. You can't change armor through that. For that, you have to go into Item Pack, Equip. And there. I equipped a barrier, so I equipped a shield. Also, right here. Hey, that's a neat thing. Mag. What is that? What is it? Info about Mag. You can give items to your Mag. Mag is kind of one of the big mechanics of Phantasy Star Online. It is the form of customization the game has. A Mag, you give items. That increases its synchro rate, its IQ, and its level. When one of those meters fills up beside the stats there, so power went up, so my attack power now went up by a single point. It is how you have stat customization in this game. You feed your mag items. This gets really important for endgame stuff. I don't actually remember like builds and whatnot, but you do actually get into like the realm of like specific builds based around like how you distributed your stats. It's actually pretty forgiving in this game too. I'll get into why in a second. Well, the answer is simple. Mags are equipment. You get multiple. So even if you mess up on a build at one point in time, you can just make another mag and get that to the appropriate stat level. But it is worth noting, it is time consuming because as you notice, I can't give it items right now. That's because it's full. So I'm gonna have to wait until my mag is hungry again. And also, we fought the Savage Wolf, which was the enemy that one of Rico's tutorial messages warned us about. And we also fought a Gigabooma, which is just an upgraded version of a Booma. The things we've been fighting this whole time. That's really all a Gigabooma is. It's just Booma, but stronger. I really love this music, by the way. It's iconic to me, especially Forest. But you may have noticed, it actually does that. It does transitions into the battle theme. It doesn't start or stop a battle theme. It's not just one theme playing throughout. It is specifically that when you enter battle, then it transitions into the battle theme. And oh hey, odd. Some sort of thing that was fired off of a spaceship, presumably. Also, this game just having little bloodstains where enemies were. So, I was saying earlier about how I never played the original Phantasy Stars. I got in with Blueburst's PC release. And a big thing about that is that I have looked back at them. I do know about them. I do know a bunch about them, and their stories and their general recurring things, and the stuff that pertains to Phantasy Star Online. But a key thing to understand is classic Phantasy Star is very late 80s, early 90s anime, sci-fi anime, and Phantasy Star, and it's very bright, colorful, it's very bright and colorful. Phantasy Star Online was a notable departure compared to that, because so this game isn't connected to the previous games in any way, shape, or form in terms of story. It is completely its own thing, with the implication for the story being that, what is this? Oh hey, a portal directly to Forest 2. The second area in Forest, so I'm going to go back because there was a bit more to explore, and there was some more messages to read. But basically, the implication for Phantasy Star Online 1 is that after countless wars on Earth, humanity had destroyed Earth to such a degree that it became an international crisis that caused every country to have to band together, to then force them to look for a new planet to habit, to make their home planet, basically. That's where the Pioneer Project came in, to find another planet, and it found Ragol. So the game's tone and setting are notably darker and more serious than any other Phantasy Star. There's generally just a, there's generally like a feeling of isolation going on. Everything's very alone. It's just you and your up to 3 other party members going through the ruins of a place that just recently, just somehow everybody disappeared, and all the animals there just suddenly turned violent. Weird shit is going on, and you have no clue why. And it's up to you to just kind of explore the isolation, like, experience that sense of isolation yourself, and figure out what the hell is happening. I actually really love how this game gets across its story and the tone that it adds. It's something that no other Phantasy Star game does, really. Which is understandable. You know, having a game that's explicitly like, there is no real cutscenes, everything is told to you through, everything is just told to you through, like, tutorial boxes. Yeah. But anyways, point is, it's got a really unique tone. It's very notably dark in comparison to previous Phantasy Stars. And yeah, it's just really interesting. As you may have been picking up from everything going on, there's a hell of a lot of mystery surrounding everything. Like, what's going on with Red Ring Rico? Where is she? She's obviously leaving these messages, so she's definitely however many steps ahead of us. But also, everybody that disappeared, the animals turned violent recently, and then we lost contact with literally everything from Pioneer 1. Everything's gone. And yeah, just setting up a couple mysteries here and there. That she's finding animals that are dead to firearms that are much higher caliber than the stuff that she was sent with. So, just basically what the hell is going on, that, like, who was here first to kill these things? I'm not gonna really care about their additional drops. I am gonna have to go back and get some more monomates, though. Okay, I did pick up a telepipe. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of mysteries being set up, and we're gonna slowly figure out just what is happening and what has happened, what's been going on and whatnot. But so far, all we know is Red Ring Rico is some steps ahead of us in exploring Ragol. Ragol was partially colonized, so Ragol was partially colonized by Pioneer 1. That's pretty cheap. Something happened that caused Red Ring Rico to go out and investigate what's going on. Presumably, a lot of members of... I believe that it's implied that something caused almost everybody that settled from Pioneer 1 to disappear. Then Red Ring Rico set out to investigate that. And then once she set out to investigate that, then we lost contact. We tried to contact Pioneer 1. That explosion happened. And we lost complete contact. So basically, fucked up shit was happening before that explosion. And that's why Rico was setting out. Yeah, like I said, story's generally a lot darker in tone, a lot more about the follies of humanity. The folly of man and whatnot, and digging too deep, mainly. It has connections to the previous Phantasy Stars in terms of names and terms used and recurring stuff, but that's about it. The use of Newmans and casts in this game... Oh. So yeah, we're getting notes from Rico about why she was set out, like, to figure out what was going on. And we also, you know, are learning a bit more of a time scale, that it's been 7 years since the Pioneer 1 landed here, and they've had quite some time to establish everything. You may notice that I generally lead off with a normal attack before usually ending with a heavy. It's because I want to make sure that they're in hit stun, they're staggered before I try and swing for a heavy, just in case the heavy misses. At least I got some damage in. And it's my fastest option, so I can usually stun them and then try and swing for a harder hit. Hey, a dagger. Hopefully we'll get the stats to equip that. Oh, by the way, as a slight thing, you can use your right analog stick in this to manipulate the menu while you're doing other things. Yeah, 5 more ATP. I might as well equip, yeah, like I said, green means that there's a variance in it. So this one has more evasion. Meg is hungry again. Right now, I do want more damage. I do want more strength. That should have been... Oh, that was 2 points of attack power. So yeah, I might be able to equip that dagger next time I level. Yeah, I genuinely really love how online gets across its story, really. I think it's super neat, it's super unique, and it's a really good fit for this style of game. There's a whole ton of reasons why they couldn't do it for the other ones. Like, just the sense of isolation you can't really get with the fact that the other ones are more focused on having larger player groups and more being built around a larger amount of online players, just in general, around the idea that it's... Like, PSO2 can't really go for it because it's built around the fact that you're going to be running around the field and encountering other people just inherently without partying up with them. But with this, it's explicitly like, we're trying to figure out what's going on, and we're sending small expeditions every time. And maybe some people are sneaking out every now and then to see what's happening for themselves. But yeah, literally all we know about Ragol right now is that it's recently turned incredibly dangerous in a way that it didn't used to be, by all reports. Just when humanity thinks that it found a new home, we immediately run into complications, and we're gonna see the reasons why. We're gonna figure out what those complications were, And what went wrong with everything? There's some moments in this game's story that, for as bare bones that it is, are really evocative. Like, really, really good at just setting how... Just really good at establishing a tone and establishing, like, just... I don't know the word for it at the moment, but like I said, are really evocative of, like, the tone and the kind of style of the game, the more serious nature of everything going on. Also, there's going to be a lot of backstory covered in the side quests. Stuff like the creation of Cass, the creation of Numens. Because, so Numens are the elf people, they're good at magic. In original Phantasy Star, they popped up in Phantasy Star 2 as Ney. And in Phantasy Star 4, it was Rika, or Fowl, depending on the version. Well, Japanese or English name. They were more space cat girls than they were space elves in those, which they're kind of a little space cat girls still in this, but they're definitely shifting to space elf. In the original, they were explicitly, like, genetically made, like, to be people mixed with, like, various types of, monster and whatnot. There's a whole lot of stories surrounding why they were made and all that stuff. In this, they were made to be, they're basically a science experiment that humans did to try and make superior humans, and they are very unstable from a genetic standpoint. That's basically it. They were just, there's a whole lot of backstory, actually, now that I think about it, and we're probably going to eventually get there. But just on a basic level, humans learned of this thing called photons, which is what our laser sword is made out of, and what our magic is through. Ooh, hey, a Hildebear. These things, as you may guess, hit hard. We have to be pretty careful around this. Outmaneuver it, so that way we can get some free hits in while it's turning around. Oh. There we go. I'm picking up a lot of canes. Yeah, basically, humanity learned of a thing called photons, which is what a lot of weapons are now made out of. A lot of guns fire it because it's effectively drawing from the atmosphere to fire a projectile. And it's what magic is through. People now actually have access to magic. Forget if this was before or after the wars, and it's like part of how they were able to do the Pioneer Project or not. But, oh. But yeah, with the big thing with that, though, was that they tried to make humans that were more adept at using photons. Basically, more properly integrate photons into people and genetically engineer that. And that's what Numens are. But as mentioned, it is a story thing that they are genetically unstable. Exactly what that means will be covered by side quests. Well, it's pretty easy to say right now. It means that their lifespan is extremely unpredictable. Could be 5 years, could be 10, could be 100. They don't know what day they'll die, and it'll usually come out of nowhere. It's a bit of an existential terror to a lot of Newmans, basically. Do I have a telepipe? Okay, I did pick up one. I'm gonna use this here so I can... Because, hey, that's a trimate. As you may guess by the name of monomate, mono being 1, and tri being 3, there's monomate, dimate, and trimate. I forget how much health a monomate is. I forget how much health... I believe in this game, monomate, dimate, and trimate are, like, not actually just percentile. They are more specific values with some percentile influence. But basically, trimate is it's the best one. Anyways, time to sell some stuff. Keep that. What I'm doing right now doesn't truly matter, because I am gonna, you know, just switch to Blue Burst. Oh, that's level 7, so I'm not going to get there. Well, and while I'm here, might as well buy a telepipe. It's expensive for us now, but it'll eventually be nothing because it doesn't scale over the course of the game. I don't really need... Well, I'm going to start running into needing monofluid because that's for recovering TP, and I finally have a spell in Barda. Okay, so, quick thing. As you can see there, native, A-Beast, Machine, and Dark. So that's native animals, altered beasts, machines, and whatever Dark is. Usually green weapons have different values for these. That's where they alter. So this one does 10% more damage to native animals, which are just normal animals, like the ones we've been fighting. I'll just head it back out and just continue what I'm doing without trying to save money by healing at the thing. Save money and resources. But yeah, like I said, only reason why we're picking up everything right now, even though it's pretty worthless generally, is just because it converts to money, and early on, having money, well, we have none. So just getting a little extra here and there will help us get a couple early upgrades quickly out of the way. Oh yeah, Star Atomizer and a Moon Atomizer. Going to take a second to remind myself what those are. Okay, right. Star Atomizer it's a Mega Elixir minus the, well, it's a full party X potion. Guaranteed 100% restoration to the whole party nearby you. And Moon Atomizer is a revive. It's Phoenix down. Okay, a Trimate is 100% heal. So yeah, there was an explosion before Pioneer 2 got there. There was an explosion before the explosion we saw, is what's being implied here. I did not actually put Barda on my action palette. Yeah, as the tutorial message stated, Mothmints will come out infinitely until we take care of the Monest. That was the tutorial message from way earlier ago that I'm finally acknowledging. Don't really have time to put... Well, actually, I can. Customize. Go to R. I'll just set Barda to B. So if I hold R and press B, I can cast Barda. And as you can see, the targeting thing changes to tell you what that button will hit. Oh yeah, Soul Atomizer. Soul Atomizer is just area of effect status heal, I believe. The cat's begging for something again. A Gobooma. A Gobooma. Almost a Goomba. It's... Oh, these are Goboomas, not, whatever I said. Gigaboomas. Gigoboomos, typically. They're Goboomas. Gigabooma is the third tier of them. I think my cat's farting and foul. Now he's sleeping. He's sleep farting. Anyway, it's just gonna do a bit of exploration before continuing down the path to completing this. So worth mentioning with the forest, I don't believe any area in this game is truly randomized. There is some slight randomization to them in pathing, but nothing is truly randomized. And oh hey, what is this? This is a spire of some sort. So I'm actually gonna have to keep up on my on this file now that I see that. I'm gonna have to keep up on this file for on the side. So yeah, we can interact with it, which activates it. So yeah, it, as Rico mentions, it's notably older than any of the Pioneer tech. And it's some sort of language that she does not understand. Whatever that pillar is, the people here very much did actively try to hide what it actually is by just saying, oh, it's just a commemoration. So yeah, we're already getting into, like, hey, there's some conspiracies going on with the government itself. Because why are they trying to hide the information on what that pillar is? If it was older than anything we did, then does that mean that there were people here before us? If there were people here before us, why aren't they here now? Why is this such a beautiful, habitable planet? So Earth-like, but has no people living on it. Haha. She brags. Because she is just that good. So unfortunately I didn't seem to pick up one. I was hoping I'd get a sword. Like, not a saber, I'm using a saber. But sword. It's a specific weapon type in this game. Hopefully I'll get one soon. Because there is actually a notable difference between the sword in the earlier versions and in Blue Burst. I forget if this version is where they implemented the changes, and it's the, like, Episode 1 version that has the original moveset, but basically they changed its moveset to make it better. Oh. So, by the way, enemies do have elemental weaknesses alongside the trait weakness. Like you can see there, its attribute is native, by the way. Everything we've been coming across has native attribute. But they have their attributes that we can hit, like do extra damage against, and they also have elemental weaknesses. I forget what most of the things here are weak to. But I don't think the Hill of the Bear is weak to ice. Hill of the Bears usually drop Trimates. Oh yeah, I can equip a dagger now. I was right, it did take 1 level. Dagger has a pretty different moveset from the Saber. It is multi-hit. 3, 4, 5, 6. Or it might be 7 hits. I believe animation, I think, might differ based around character picked, I think. Anyways, hey, it's the first boss. Probably should have specified that I was going to the boss room, and that was a boss teleporter, but hey. But hey, here is the dragon. It's a dragon. It's an iconic boss for the series, for the franchise. Native attribute. Has many different targetable points. Weak to ice. It takes extra damage if you hit it in the head. So that's why you target its legs first, to try and knock it down. We're more than good enough to take it out right now. Well, I think it's supposed to be weak to ice. I might just have low enough magic that, like, it doesn't really matter. By the way, as you can tell, Barda it travels along the ground. It does pierce, so it can target multiple enemies. And because he hit me, that's what caused him to do that. And not just multiple enemies, but also multiple targets. Like, as in, it is entirely possible for it to pass through, like, if there'll be cases where you can target multiple parts on a single enemy. That also changes based around the weapon you have, but like if a weapon can hit multiple targets, how many targets specific attack can hit, basically. There we go. And is that it, or did we just knock him down? Nope, he's going into one of his... This should be the attack I'm thinking of, the dive? Yeah. Dragon is fairly basic, but iconic, because it's basic in a way that makes... Ooh, yeah. As you can see, the radar there showing where it's traveling. So we have to try and get out of the way of its attack, because it's going to be tracking us slightly. We're not very fast, but it's fast, and we're not. I'm bad at dodging that too. Yeah, like I said. Basic, but in a good way, because it's good at getting across how boss fights work, and it's fairly interesting for a basic boss. You target its legs to knock it down, then you target its head to do more damage. And there. Took it down. Like I said, not too hard. That's partially because we're in single player mode. Enemies do scale up in terms of stats if you're playing in multiplayer. There. And defeating it also spawns reward boxes. So time to go around and pick up everything. Oh, and also these little pools it leaves. I believe during the fight they can cause damage, but when the fight ends, they can't. Also, yeah, the draw distance isn't good enough to display all of the boxes in the room at once. Oh, hey. I mean, I get to show off a mechanic before I switch over to Blue Burst, so I guess that's nice. I guarantee I get to show off the mechanic in the first stream. I can show off the Tekker. The guy everybody hates. In every Phantasy Star, too. And back to Pioneer 2. Time to report what happened, what we found, and everything. Oh, he's the principal. For as much as there's like this whole like cyberpunk kind of grime going on, there's also a big sense of melancholy to everything. Just gonna go talk to everybody before progressing the story. Yeah, we just went through what was supposed to be the residential area. Yes. I'm the one they sent. Might as well, before I go to the principal, also just check out the Tacker. Yeah, when they say each Tacker, that is, I believe it's determined by your ID. I think so, like, and that's determined by whose ID the session belongs to, like the session creator, what their ID was. So if you go into somebody else's game, the Tecker will be different and have different preferences and result in different things. So it's not entirely random what you get. So this was a hold dagger +3. It doesn't have green. And it gives access, the hold there means that it has access to a special attack, which is another thing we can assign to an action palette. It's basically just in case a weapon has a special attack function. And the +3 means that it has just higher stats. But yeah, with its special attack, it can inflict paralysis sometimes. You can deny what the Tecker says, but I believe that Tecker will literally always give the exact same result. But if you take it to a different Tecker in somebody else's game, they may give a different result for the same thing. Yeah. And why are you here? Yeah, need to continue the investigation and go further. With that should start the next phase of things. Giving us access to Cave 1. I'll go in there in a second before stopping this and loading up Blue Burst. I actually forgot that he might have had additional dialogue if I talked to him a second time. So yeah, he's trying to play his keep his cards close to his heart. He's trying to avoid really giving off that he's super worried about his daughter. Cave 1, the second area of the game. You gained access to it by beating Dragon for the first time. So this is how the progression in the original release works. Also, here's Cave. Very nice and atmospheric. And here, we fight altered beasts. So the evil sharks here. You may notice, they do use the same general shape and design, like, shape and animation skeleton as the Boomas. Yeah, that's a lot of this game, is a lot of things sharing, sort of stuff like that. I'm gonna switch to, well no, I'll just try Barda? That's pretty low damage. I do like the whole ass over kettle kind of animation for getting knocked down. Just, you get knocked down hard. Yeah, evil sharks, pal sharks are the Boomas, just for this area. They're a different design, and they have a different attribute. Poison lilies, these things are bastards. They're spitting poison at us. Those little projectiles they shoot out are poison. That's what they inflict. Also, they can inflict paralysis, and I think confuse. So it's usually top priority to kill them. Okay, my accuracy is good enough on single player for this right now. It's not going to be the case. I'm going to have to play super carefully in Blue Burst, because all the stuff I want to do is not single player only. Ooh. So yeah. So yeah, kind of just outright stating that, yeah, the altered beasts are explicitly, they seem to be mutated versions of the normal animals here. So these evil sharks might have been Boomas originally, or they might have been things just mutated into the shape of a Booma. They might have been sharks in the first place. I'm gonna go tell her next message. Do I have... No, I do not have enough magic to learn Resta yet. Yeah, the atmosphere to Cave is really nice. Oh, I realized I cut myself off earlier when I was trying to say it, but there is some slight randomization to levels in this game, but not really. I believe the overall layout is always the same, but the doors that are open and the way, like the path you have to take is randomized. Well, hey, we'll get to see what death was like in the original release. Yes. The original versions. I mean, in the console release. Non-private server. Offline play. So yeah, we lost all our Meseta. Our weapon is gone. I had a better dagger anyways. And I think that we just dropped our dagger and dropped stuff. We'll just make sure just to do a quick backtrack to make sure. God, I love this game's aesthetic for being so absurdly Dreamcast. It's just exactly that console's aesthetic. Like the whole, even the footstep noises are so goddamn Dreamcast. There we go. So yeah, we lost the weapon we had equipped, it seems like. Wait, actually, I think it's just it unequips the weapon you had equipped. I forget. Just another tutorial message. Wondering if she has a story one that's up close. Jellin, that's a super important spell, I think, if it's the one I'm thinking of. Okay, it does not tell us what a thing is until we learn it. Well, yeah, you can see there's 3 tiers of spells for the attack ones, and then Grants and Megid as additional on top of the 3 elements. There's Resta, Anti, and Reversa. Reversa is Revive. Shifta and Deband are the ones I'm thinking of. Shifta is boost attack. Deband is boost defense. Jellin and Zalur are decrease attack and decrease defense against enemies. And Ryuker is just Telepipe, but a spell. Also, might as well just go through this stuff. You can register chat shortcuts to your D-pad. You can do symbol chats like this. That's supposed to be a Booma, but it looks like a grunt from Halo. And yeah, you can do some editing of it, move parts and whatnot. Design your own little symbol chat. It gets way more expansive in the later games, to the point where they have to constantly crack down on people drawing porn. My card, which is... it's just info for online play when you're playing with other people. Your self-introduction, you can write a self-introduction. Use the board for other players in the same lobby, because the lobby is where you get more than 4 people at a time. Simple mail is, it's mail. You can send mail to other players. Log window is just, you can see the recent chats. See your stats, your online scores, your offline scores. These are for things we haven't accessed yet. Options, map direction should be fixed at all times, because fuck trying to navigate when it's like constantly turning around based on your camera. Button config, set basically L or R to be camera or action menu. L is basically just center camera. And then yeah. Cursor position saved, so that's nice. Message speed, I actually should increase that, but I think slow works for a stream. Rumble is off. I don't actually have the part of the GameCube adapter, like the USB cord that is specific to like allowing it to draw power for Rumble. I don't have it plugged in anyways. Auto disconnect. If you idle for however long, should it disconnect you? Customize is just that. Oh, might as well just... yeah, I can put extra attack on there. And these attacks will have a chance to inflict paralysis. I unpack trade window. If it was online, I could trade with other players. Area map. It's just a map. You can look at the map more detailed. Quest board is if I was in a quest, I would be able to see it. I'd be able to see what the quest's details are and the objectives. And yeah. So. I'm gonna quit. That way it can save. Wait, actually, I think everybody's info changes the moment I enter caves for the first time. So I'm gonna talk to all the NPCs again, because they're gonna have thoughts on the caves. But as I mentioned, I am gonna have to keep up, at least in single player, with this I'm gonna have to do a lot of off stream for the sake of single player, because there is a specific thing about the 4th area that is not, you don't really see in Blue Burst, because of how progression works differently in that one due to being on a private server, because private servers are left now. By the way, when you start normally and you're not on a new game, you start here in the Hunters Guild. just gonna walk back to... They're the easiest one to tell. Okay, so they don't change if you've entered the cave. Well, I'll enter the cave specifically. This is maybe like between entering the cave and whatnot. I'll enter the cave, leave, and then see if anybody is actually saying anything. I think NPC dialogue can change depending on which section you're in as well. Let's talk to the exact same person. Nope. And you're going to be saying the same thing about courage, wanting to be like Rico. Yep. Okay. So it'll take a bit. Like, I believe we'll have to get to at least Cave 2 for that to progress, but we're not going to be seeing that. What we're going to be doing, like I said, all the progression for this is going to happen off stream. For me to get across, like, that way I can just skip, like, that way when I get to the final area, I'll instead load into the GameCube release and show how it's, like, kind of how it's unlocked there, and then I'll switch back to Blue Burst and do it there. But there, that's how the GameCube version of Phantasy Star Online, well, the original console releases of Phantasy Star Online, had their story progression. Very bare bones. It's very much about desolation. All you know, all you learn about what's going on is through those recordings left by Rico. It is very much a very lonely experience, and it is very unique in tone. Blue Burst changes this to have a bit more of a directed way of handling things. Specifically, it has actual story missions, actual single-player progression. Let's just close that. Let us unplug the USB adapter for the GameCube controller. It's still the Wii U one, because that still works with everything. I don't know if they did I think they did a re-release of the GameCube adapter for the Switch. It might have changed the branding from Wii U. And now I'm going to plug in the PS5 controller that I have, because using the GameCube adapter is more of a Dolphin thing. Blue Burst cannot use it, unfortunately. So let's just launch. I'm going to just quickly... I'll leave the resolution as is. It is smaller, so it might look a bit worse, actually. And let's just switch. And there we go. Start game. Oh, it is not recognizing my controller. Oh. It is also going weird. I'm gonna have to take a second to figure out how to get it to recognize my controller, huh? I can play with keyboard if need be. I played this all the way back when with keyboard, but I just want to play with controller right now. It's more comfortable. I'm actually going to change the resolution while I'm here, though. Wait a second. I actually should make sure it's the same. Honestly, I should make sure it's the same resolution as Dolphin. What resolution did I have that set to? Okay. Making sure. Okay, close enough to the resolution I was using. Okay, just gotta make sure that it's... Okay, yep, it's getting picked up. And it's not recognizing my controller. Let's unplug. Oh god, I just realized. When I do this... Okay, it seems to... Okay, I was worried it was... Okay, there we go. Menu music. For some reason... Okay, it recognized my D-pad. Oh. Okay. Square is the A button for now? The menus are weird in this. And hey, here's a character I made before. Oh, there, now the buttons are correct. Wait. I'm gonna do this just to demonstrate why I went with the GameCube release, just for the opening. So I have this... So the private server that I'm using does have a customization option that allows me to set use classic FMV. And this is what the PC's original FMV was. Yeah, shots of the... This actually may have been the original Dreamcast releases FMV as well, but yeah, it's a slideshow. It's explicitly a slideshow. I believe this was the original PC's one, but yeah, like I said, well, it can't be the original PC because Rakasi, well, not Rakasiel, Ramarl is there. So this would have to be in episode 2 at least. It's just, whoop, here's the screenshots. The only motion we're getting is coming from these. Oh hey, that glow is moving. This looks very... It's a lot to take in. Oh hey, a better shot of the invisible thing. Because it focuses on it for longer. Because it can't move. Instead of it very briefly popping up. Approximately 30,000. We do get more shots of the areas. And, okay, yeah, this was the episode. This was the original FMV. So it has some shots of episode 2 stuff. It's not the episode 4 FMV, which is the entire reason, the entire thing I wanted to avoid. But yeah, like I said, same thing. Gonna have to close the game, don't I? I can't close the game. Well, hey, well, while we're here, might as well make a mage on the side. Auto is just random. Boop. Gonna make a wide variety of clowns. Well, that one's kind of okay. Yeah, let's go with this. I'm not gonna keep this, but... whoa. Oh my god, this is a terrible time to have to come up with a name on stream. Bobinda. I don't know. Hey, she's a Viridia. Look at that smoother frame rate, by the way. Oh, I still have Dolphin open in the background. I'm gonna move that. Not back out. Block 2. So this is what happens when you... Oh, wait, game. So... Start game. So it's just advertising the fact that there's a ship server you can play on that is specifically episode 1 and 2 and not Blueburst. So we can't delete, we have to just recreate, and we only get 4 character slots. Okay, square is tab. But yeah, here's the character I made earlier. You may notice he's a Skyline, not an Orin. Skyline is the one I'm used to. I didn't actually really go into it, but basically, as I mentioned with the Techers, your Hunter ID determines like your Techer preferences. It also determines what drops, your specific drop rate and like your drop pool. So some IDs are actually like, you're fucked if you're playing a specific class with that name, basically. But yeah, Devicola is the one that has only episode 1 and 2 stuff. Was what that one alert was saying. We're just gonna go to block 1. It doesn't really matter. So hey, there's other people here that are still just sitting there. Statistics for like seasonal event stuff. Commands. Options for the lobby. This is the online lobby. I believe it was the same thing in the previous versions. Team. You can create a team. A team is just a... It's a guild. Organize party. Create a party. So, I'm just gonna very quickly... One person. This doesn't matter because it is literally a single player party that I just set it to, but I'm just doing this to demonstrate the thing. Drop rate on the server, Ephinea, is the private server thing that I'm using. It's, from what I understand, the most common one, usually the main one people go with. Playing in single player. Principal ain't here. So, I can't actually do the story missions, because the principal is who gives you the story missions. And, well, here, I have a preview of some names. We have everything unlocked. We have all the areas unlocked right from the start. So, Forest, Cave, Mine, Ruins. So the big thing that I'd be doing in single player mode, though, would be... would be doing side quests, side stories and whatnot. These actually... I think I messed with the UI in a way that caused this, and I'm gonna have to turn off an option for that. But that can wait. But yeah, I can do side stories here. Also, you can see up there... Hey, other people on the same, other people on the same ship? You can see what they get if they get a rare, like a notable rare. I just realized I'm actually gonna be probably doing a side story here and there. I probably should actually fix the UI. So Ephinea, they recently updated a lot of it to add in a whole bunch of extra things, like a whole bunch of extra options, like the direct 3D API, more like anti-aliasing, anisotropic filtering. You can disable skin SFX, go with a high resolution HUD. I'm gonna turn off classic intro FMV. Oh, it's the resolution that I'm on. Most likely it was messing with the HUD. Well, I'm gonna go with reset all for that. Just bring it back to the original direct 3D 12. That's what I'm using. SSAA 4 times. And for anisotropic filtering, might as well just put it at 2 times. I turned off the classic intro FMV. Ambient occlusion is disabled for now. I'll eventually look into like like off-stream stuff. Bong shading, I don't know what that is. I don't know what the DG Voodoo options are. Presentation model, I don't know what that does. I don't set how much VRAM it can use. Auto is just for both those. For shaders, bloom, depth of field, and tone mapping, extras are fast startup and clean capture. But yeah, they added a bunch of extra stuff basically to this to make it like look nicer and have a little quality of life extra stuff. But yeah, I'll set it back to the original resolution, so it'll probably get a slight bit blurrier on stream and recording. I might as well mention, did I close the launcher or did I think I closed the launcher instead of actually starting up the game. Start game. Okay, there we go. So yeah, it's going to be a bit smaller. For some reason, when the game is starting up, it thinks square is the enter key, and then I get into the game, and it gets my controls correctly. I'm pretty sure that's because my account has its controller options properly set. But yeah, let's confirm. The screen is the window is no longer taking up most of my monitor. I don't know what to do. Also, I might as well mention, yeah, of course, Ephinea, all of its ship names are Tales of game references. Yeah. So we are going to be creating a party in normal, set to normal difficulty, normal play mode. And I'm just going to, because I don't want people joining my party, admittedly. So I'm just going to block this out. So here you can see that I have some more options: drop style, experience share, and whatnot. Anguish level. So tab for more information. Experience share is a thing that was added for this server. Drop style is another thing that was added for the server. Experience share, basically the way that experience used to work is you'd have to tag an enemy first to get experience from when it dies. You wouldn't get experience if an enemy was killed by your teammate and you didn't do damage. Drop style is PSO2. Basically, all drops are instanced per player. All players stay the same, yeah. When PSO2 drop style, all players have their own independent drops. Oh. I didn't think it would automatically drop me back out that far. I wish I could play in single player, because like that is kind of the purpose of these streams, is to be more just a single player showcase of it. Then I could have, you know, single player like difficulty, but so yeah, shares on, you don't need to tag, and if it's off, you do need to tag. Why does it just back out if I don't select anything? I guess I should just select the basic thing, but okay, so anyways, great game. Yeah, this server, Ephinea, I haven't played too much on it. I just mainly played on it for like setup and experimenting, but seems pretty cool in terms of additional options. Okay, Hunter's Boost Road is kind of a permanent thing. Yeah. Oh yeah, just talk to NPCs and whatnot. I think this actually might progress based around like our actual like progression. Also, hey, there's a new NPC there. These guys moved. And a bit of an acknowledgement of it. This is just a blue burst thing. This is not explicitly part of Ephinea's server. So yeah, they're just directing me to her, because is where the government quests come from. Government quests are story missions. Yeah, basically the same introduction to everything that the original releases had. Pre-Blueburst had. I believe these guys say the same stuff. So we will be able to talk to NPCs as we progress through these story missions, because it, like I said, it changes the world state itself. But this will be a different style of progression, and yeah, this will be just, if I want to cancel, I can talk to her. So yeah. No longer do we have the guy who is like, we should have fucking died. Here. Yeah. By the way, instead of bringing up keyboard, top button now for me, triangle in my case, brings up the quick chat. Already giving me the mid-rank spells. Ah, +2 saber. Like, yeah, I believe that... And this is my Tekker. He's a different guy. That's the Skylight Tekker, I believe. It might be even further delineated of, like, session-based. Yeah. We'll be, but basically the way that quests work in this game is it is a world state change. So this is a specific world state for Forest 1. So yeah, you can see one of the biggest differences for Blueburst, by the way, is the number bar there. Just basically, I can use my keyboard like as short. I can use the numbers on the keyboard as shortcuts for specific things that I place there. It's actually incredibly helpful. These voice recordings are still there. So we will still be able to see all of the recordings and messages that Rico left. Oh hey, a new thing that is part of this private server is health bars. It's just a nice quality of life thing. We can just see the enemy's health when we're attacking them. That's it. So I will say, because we are technically in a multiplayer session, things should actually be statted up. It seems like because we initiated a quest, though, that they aren't. Maybe. I'm pretty sure that boom I just crit. So I'm not really missing any heavy attacks, and I remember that being a big thing when I was playing on, when I was just testing this out. But I'm pretty sure when I was testing this out, I just went into an area. 15 damage from those boomers. I'm already kind of feeling the hurt, so yeah, this is probably online stats instead of single player stats. Of course, I'm not doing a good job of, like, dodging, so... Generally, like, you learn your spacing and then you back away. Stuff like this. Like, if I only go to 2 hits and then I run away immediately, my animation will cause the boomer to miss. Because he was turning around, I could get the free hits there. I'm gonna just extend a bit for that, because it was kill. Oh, I'm lucky on those evades. I believe during account creation, you can also set, like, other flags for, like, drop rate and experience rate and stuff like that. You can even set, like, if you want this to be a hardcore mode thing, like how the Diablo games have it, where hardcore mode is you die once, you die forever. You don't just drop your stuff. In this, you don't even drop your stuff, from what I recall. I think. It might just be money loss in the private server. Might as well heal, because I actually could die if they hit me. So yeah, it is worth mentioning that part of the reason why I am having a harder time is because there are more enemies due to it being online mode. Yeah. But yeah, so worth noting that this first mission is always the same layout. The government quests, the story ones, they have set layouts, so they don't have that slight bit of randomization for the path you have to take. Because like how I started here, this government quest will always start you in the spot I started in. It is, like I said, it is a way of giving the game a more explicitly, like, intentional story focus. Like, a path through the story and characters more constantly reacting to things and more specific, like, little goals here and there as you progress through a level. You don't have to go through the entire thing at once, and you get little rewards as you progress. I prefer that this is a much better way to play through the game, just in the sense of the game, like, giving you stuff and whatnot and guiding you better. But I prefer the tone of the original, where it's just like, yeah, just fucking figure out what went on. Here's a teleporter to the surface. Go. And that's it. Just like I said, that sense of desolation, like that isolation, where you're the only thing there. Instead of just repeatedly returning and like, oh hey, we have another task for you. And it's just walk through this entire area to figure out what's going on. With no real hints otherwise. And we'll be soon coming up against the first major, like, demonstration of how government quests differ from the normal progression. Oh, shit, I'm in a terrible spot. I'm gonna switch to a gun and just try and shoot them from a distance. I didn't see a telepipe in my inventory, but it's not like I'm too far away from the start. There. Hopefully these upcoming boxes have some monomates in them. I do like how with some of these, like, she's explicitly leaving this and going like, well, just in case somebody literally is new to all of this, I should leave a message just in case somebody doesn't know the tech we set up. It's pretty obvious, you probably already know this, but I'm just being exhaustive in my detailing. The game is very neat in that regard and how it characterizes Rico, even though you literally aren't talking to her and seeing her, that you still get a lot of character from her. Like, just from reading those messages. Because they are very much written in character. That is the intent. That all of these are supposed to be in-character messages and whatnot. She's a little exasperated when, like, kind of just trying to speed through things. Well, there, I died. Here's a demonstration of how death works in this. So yeah, I keep my Meseta, I keep my items. It doesn't unequip anything. I already have a better frame. No slots, no additional defenses, but better defense. I believe it is an account setting you can do to make your account have, like, the original, like, loss of money on death thing. But yeah, like I said, it's not like I was far in anyways. I should actually make sure. So, this saber, same... Okay, this one's just better against natives, and this one's better against natives, this one's better against altered beasts, and I'm not going to be going up against altered beasts through this entire area. By the time I get to altered beasts, I'll probably have better weapons anyways. I'll definitely have better weapons. I'll be a much higher level too. That saber is pretty useless. Getting a basic... Imagine getting a basic-ass saber with Dark. The most useless weapon in the game. Most useless, like, addition to it. Because, oh hey, this is for the 4th area, which you may guess. You may be able to guess that, like, each area has its own specific enemy type. It's unfortunate that this version of the game doesn't really mix things, like these areas. Episode 2 does, Episode 4 does. Ultimate might. The Ultimate does make some major changes to everything. Ultimate was a much later edition than the original release had. Could have bought some monomates while I was in Pioneer 2. Yeah, because I went for the 3rd swing there, that's what allowed that Booma to get a swing in at me, with me being able to do nothing about it to avoid it. Might as well just go for all heavies against this. But yeah, like I said, just because you hit the thing doesn't mean you're necessarily safe from it. You have to factor in your spacing and your enemy's positioning. It's very basic, but it's done in a demanding enough way that it keeps it very engaging, I feel. It's very simple but engaging combat. I'm dead. I'm surrounded. Oh. Yep, I'm dead. I'm gonna buy some monomates. Yes. Just had to make sure that I didn't lose any money. While I'm here, I might as well sell some useless stuff. Armor is for level 4, so I might as well keep that. Well, it's not a green. Well, actually, I think that might be a green, because, yeah, it does have its own... Yeah, and this frame, this green one, has fire and dark defense on it, and this one just has ice defense on it. I'll just keep that for now. I'm gonna sell it. By the time I can equip it, I'll probably get a better. Foy level 2 is gonna be pretty far away. So yeah, discs, that's how you get better versions of a spell, is you get a higher grade disc. And you just keep upgrading, and each level of disc has higher requirements than the previous one. So it's not like if you get a level, like the max level disc that your character can use, that you can just immediately use it as long as you can learn the spell in the first place. like Foy level 2 is 60 instead of 40. Yeah. I can't afford any of this. It would be a sizable upgrade though, like just getting a +2 on a saber. I'm not gonna need a telepipe. This mission is done pretty shortly from where I am. But yeah. So, I might as well feed my mag that diamate that I picked up. Oh. Did I sell it? I died before I could pick it up, right? I think. Let's just see. Yeah, I died before I could pick it up, I'm pretty sure. Or I didn't get it when it entirely, and I was just looking in the store. For, like, seeing the store and thinking that was me. My brain's a little fried today, admittedly, for some reason. It's just one of those days where I just feel kind of out of it for the whole thing. But yeah, as Rico's advice says, just don't let the Booma swarm you. You can generally play it pretty safe against them and whatnot, and they're not too hard on their own, but if they swarm you, you have nowhere to go, and they can swing while you're attacking. That's general advice for the whole game, though. Don't let enemies swarm you. Yeah, basically the safety of a thing is more so just based around how much recovery it has. Was there another message that I missed here? Just gonna make sure. So like, the animations, so like the third swing of the saber has the most recovery on it. The second swing has the least. So the second swing is notably the safest. Ow. In cases like Savage Wolves, they're a bit weird in how they determine when they attack, so you can usually commit to bigger swings and longer strings against them. Like, they explicitly wait for, like... they wait for you to show your back to them, basically, like, to be close enough, and then they'll lunge at you, and I believe if there's another Savage Wolf that attacked, then they'll follow that up. Even if you're facing them. But yeah, as long as you're facing, like, one of them, it won't attack you. You just have to keep making sure that it's facing you, though. Okay, a Barbarous Wolf. These things, they're pack leaders, basically. They're the harder hitting ones. They're the bigger ones. They're the upgraded ones. They actually do something neat, like, that is different from just being upgraded. It's not doing it. That's probably because I'm too close and engaging in combat with its pack. But basically, they can howl, which will buff the nearby enemies. It'll be a attack and defense buff. Come on, give me a sword. I want to demonstrate something. Because there are a couple more intricacies that I haven't really been able to get to yet. about how this game's combat works. I haven't had the spells that could do it, and I haven't had weapons that could do it yet. Yeah, this will be the final area for this mission, I believe. The room we're about to walk into. Wait, no, not this one. It's gonna be a bit further ahead, I think. Maybe, I don't remember. I don't remember these missions too well, admittedly. Because last time I played this was more so for getting, like, seeing how it worked on Dolphin, and then I actually did beat the game. Like, did beat episode 1, and just in my spare time from just testing it. So I'm more familiar with episode 1 and 2 on the GameCube right now. Saber, another saber. I do remember that Skylight, by the way, for drop rates, it does actually still have some pretty good weapons that I like for endgame stuff. Here, just opening up that shortcut right back to the start. So I don't really need a telepipe anymore. Yeah, right there. You can see that it instantly is able to basically smack me while I'm still recovering. And I basically have to hope that I'll evade it. Evasion, by the way, does knock you out of your current animation. So at times you can get evasion locked. Or just a thing will just you'll just keep getting swarmed by a group of tiny enemies that'll just keep swinging at you, but you'll just evade everything. And it's like, if I got hit, I'd be shoved out of this by now. So, we actually went through all of Forest 1. I thought this was going to be a bit shorter than that. It admittedly took longer, too, because there's a lot more enemies. Oh, my cat is... Okay, he just got up from his nap and was stretching on the couch. Oop. So I said it earlier about Hunter, Humar. Humar, however you want to pronounce it. How about, like, they're actually kind of like later game and kind of throughout the whole thing, they're the hard class, they're hard mode. The reason for this is because you can kind of tell, all I really can do, like, I have access to a lot of good options, but I don't have access to, like, the, like, buffs and debuffs. Like, I don't have access to the buffs. I have access to the debuffs. But I don't have access to the really noteworthy good spells for Hunter that, like, make Funeral really good. And I don't have the stats, the raw stats that, like, a HuCast have. I still have good things that I can do and a lot of variance. I basically just have to be pretty precise in how I play. Mistakes hurt harder, and I don't have as much things to make up for mistakes as the other characters do. But that's not to say it's outright bad, it's just hard. It's a much more demanding class. Just in, like I said, you have to get much better at knowing timings on things and whatnot, and spacing. And hey, Gigabooma. So because my heavy did knock him far away enough that he had to walk back, that's what kept me safe there. Telepipe. I was hoping to be something good, but I guess having 2 Telepipes is okay. Wait. Right. That is, by the way, every usable item that I have. So if a disc was in there that I could learn, I could learn it through the quick item menu. Yeah, we're encountering Gigaboomas now, though, so this is actually getting relatively serious. Yeah, a heavy attack specifically, like I said, is what has knockback. So the heavy attack's knockback is enough to keep the Gigabooma from hitting me if I go for all 3. But if I go for 3 normal attacks, I get hit. So really the absolute safest, but of course, you know, that's if the heavy attack hits. Which, their evasion isn't too out of the realm for my accuracy to be working for. But of course, I just want to go with the faster swings right now, just to avoid getting swarmed. There. Oh, yeah. Saw that. Right when I saw him walking to me. Yeah, instead of a door here, there's this. That's just fully blocking me off from that, because yeah, I'm just not going to even have access to those areas, basically. I used my healing thing, but this is... You stand under it and you get a full heal. That's really it. I believe it heals TP as well. We picked up a trap vision there. It does what it says. It shows you any invisible traps. I don't believe there's going to be any. And we can no longer progress. So, gotta take this warp to progress, which will just put us in here with no way out. So this is the final combat encounter for this mission. Shitload of wolves. I'm just gonna have to reposition. Worth mentioning, the L button, like the camera shift, is not a lock-on. I can't hold it and focus on an enemy. It's just it's just recenter camera. Because once again, that targeting system is not a lock-on. That is outright saying what you're going to hit if you press this button. Even if you think that the animation would mean that the hitbox would align to hit it, it does not. If that target's not there, it will not. Because that's part of how this game determines attacks against multiple targets. Which is a big deal with a lot of weaponry. Even more wolves. Oh, we're getting caught between them, being unable to move. There, took out the barbarous wolf. Which caused them all to have a debuff because their leader died. At least I think they just got a debuff. It seems like they're taking more damage, yeah. I think. Yeah, okay, that sound and the down arrows, yeah. Okay, good. That'll keep me going. Admittedly, I think the debuff is so tiny on them that it basically doesn't do anything. Their stats are so low that a percentile-based debuff might as well not exist. There's so many of them. Oh my god, there's more. So yeah, like I said, this is the final combat encounter. A shit ton of wolves. This is very obviously tuned for multiplayer. And you have multiple people able to take out multiple, like, a large group. I'm gonna use that. Thought I could outrun it. Oh my god. There we go. Oh my god. Oh, and that group was supposed to come with this guy. At the very least, one wolf is easy and free. So, there. With that... Oh my god! And I'm honest, too. We did at least unlock the door to leave. So we can return to this combat section without warping. We can retreat, really. And I'm gonna want to switch to a handgun. Ow. And there's two Monas, of all things, too. Okay, a dagger. Okay, that's perfect. I have enough stats also to make use of it. So dagger's good single target damage because it's multi-hit. Multi-hit does mean that low accuracy can really screw you over because one hit will suddenly whiff out of, like, you'll do a 2-hit attack and the second hit will whiff when the first hit did connect. Or, like, the first hit won't connect, so the enemy will swing at you between them. There we go. So there's our objective now, to investigate this crash pod. Probe data. And with that, the exit has popped up. And with that, that is Mission 1-1. This is going to be making a bunch of things a bit more explicitly obvious. Like, now they're talking about how there are hostile creatures, and that wasn't a thing that was reported. The native animals used to be peaceful, and now they're not, and this is kind of the thing that they're all trying to figure out. But, with that... Complete a job, and we get a reward. I don't know what the reward was. And it boots us back out to here. I think the reward was just money. Unfortunately, we have to create the party yet again. Now to do Government Quest 2. 1-2. 1-2. So yeah. Government 1-2. So yeah, just the research teams have encountered big animals. Research teams in trying to figure out how to progress further to the Central Dome, actually reach the Central Dome itself instead of the surrounding forest, encountered big animals. I wonder what they could be. So yeah, so that's what happened to Pioneer 1, explicitly. As a ship, it was made so that they could dismantle it and turn it into a city once they found a place. So they could easily just shift everything on the ship onto the planet and quickly establish everything. Let's just... So this saber actually has better stats than the dagger, but the dagger hits twice, so... And this dagger does really good damage against altered beasts. It's useless right now, but hey. Yeah, the saber, like I said, it's one hit, but it's essentially better stats. By the way, the slot thing that you're seeing on equipment, slot 0, it'll come into play later what slots are, but they're just additional equipment slots. They're accessories, basically, that you can equip to your armor based around how many slots you have. There. It's reinforcing units for protective gear. You can boost accuracy, evasion. This does actually affect what you can equip. This is affecting your raw stats, basically. So if one of these were to boost magic, I could equip it if it put me past the limit that I needed to learn a spell. Then I could equip it, learn the spell, unequip it, and go back to my original stats and still know the spell. Anyways, at this point, elemental defenses aren't really a thing, like, for me to worry about. Good lord, that is expensive for this point in the game. This game has a real cool style to it. Like I said, it's very Dreamcast grime, but also like cyberpunk grime, but also it's everything that it, like, it's all working together in concert in a really good way. Yeah, this is the starting position that we started at when we were playing on the GameCube. I believe this is actually like derived from that variant of how the forest level set can be. Yeah, we are gonna have to do a bit of a trek back to Forest 2, unfortunately. That is one of the unfortunate things about the government missions. They get pretty repetitive. But I am geared up better now, thanks to this dagger. Yeah, as you can see, by me trying to go for the heavy attack in the middle of those, if I'm not, like, at a greater distance when starting it, like when initially swinging, then it can just interrupt that because of the gap. There. So it's kind of fun that I am playing with controller, but I still have those like keyboard shortcuts there, because I'm going to have to make use of them. They're incredibly helpful. Like for controller, this is ostensibly what I'm supposed to use to make up for that, but yeah. Oh shit, Owl Rappy. This is a rare variant on a Rappy. Holy shit. I am surprised that a rare enemy appeared this soon. So yeah, rare enemies can happen. Rare enemies are things where you have variants of specific enemies. Oh, Jesus Christ. It should still be there, so I'm gonna just keep taking swings at it till it dies, but... Wow. So, yeah, as you can see, an Owl Rappy, it's a rare enemy, so... Rare enemies are usually notably stronger than the thing they replace. I'm just incredibly lucky that it spawned, like, so quickly for, like, my playthrough. So, by the way, different items give different stat boosts. So, antidote, more dex. I believe if it's ailment cure, it is specifically more dex. If it's health cure, it's power. If it's magic cure, it's... If it's curing your magic, it's more magic stuff. God. That was 30 damage, huh? I'm gonna switch to a handgun and more slowly chip away at this thing from a distance. Actually, I'm gonna switch to this saber because let me just walk out of that area. I did not pick up a shield yet. Yeah, this is 10 versus native. So this is actually my best bet for staying safe and doing damage. Ow. Its attack is fast enough that I do need to space. I think I might need to go for all 3 hits and get the 3rd hit to be a... Yeah, it's not staggering on the 2nd hit is the whole thing, from the looks of it. Because yeah, its stagger animation is long enough that it's lasting till, like, the 2nd hit. It's causing the 2nd hit to not stagger. There. 100 experience, too. Let's just wait for it to pop back up. This is going to be a bit, but I need to make sure I get whatever it drops. Come on. There we go. Mind material. Damn. So, that's not really great for me personally, but hey, increase mental strength by 2. Attribute will not exceed class limits. There are class limits, by the way, for like your stats and for even for discs. Like, I believe that like the specific spells that a Humar can learn are different from the spells that a Hunoral can learn, are different from spells that a Ramar can learn, stuff like that. And the levels that you can max them out at are different as well. Yeah. Mind material, I think I'm just going to deposit that in my bank for if I ever want to play a mage. Because I think you're also limited on how many materials as a whole you can use. I think. I'm going to have to look that one up later. Admittedly, this server does specifically have a lot of resources you can use for like builds and whatnot, and what specific IDs you're looking for, like that'll be giving you the items you want, and what specific like stat distributions you want, what they're good at, and whatnot. Yeah, this saber's actually really good for dealing with things here. It's more accurate than the dagger, and it's increased damage versus native enemies, and it's higher stat in the first place. Make up for the lack of multi-hit. And besides, it's not like things here are too durable. Well, okay. Phase through the other one, causing me to whiff. I don't really care about the Mothman hitting me. Come on. Still just sabers and handguns. I do forget how many government quests Forest covers. Also, off stream, I'm going to figure out how to make the resolution bigger and without messing with the UI. Well, with messing with the UI to make it properly fit said bigger resolution. Hey, level 5. 6 ATP from that. I might as well mention that there are a lot of equipment locks, like based around like class, race, and whatnot, like the combinations. So I believe that Funeral actually, I think that they can't. I don't remember if they can equip handguns or not. If I remember correctly, they have worse ranged weapon options though in comparison to the Humar. There are later game weapons in specific weapon classes that are like female only, and there's no such thing as male only. So, admittedly, that is another reason why there is a level of like, well, if you want to play a hunter, and can use magic, you play a Funeral, because otherwise the Rika and Falclaw, the true ones, which are late game rare weapons, named in reference to Newman's from Phantasy Star 2 and 4. Well, the Falclaw, Rika Falclaw, depending on which translation, and the Nayclaw. And the true versions of those are limited to specifically Funerals. Because, you know, that's what originally would have used it. Yeah, that is... Funerals basically get, I believe, slightly more weapons that they can access than Humars. Ah. There's always a wolf. Every time I think a combat is done, a wolf pops in. What's next? Monest? Are one of those gonna fly in? Yeah, specifically that wolf spawned because I was getting close to that door specifically. I might as well... Mag. Yeah, I'm gonna get a level in Dex. Which I actually do want, from what I recall, for like optimal build, is like you do kind of want to have a bit more Dex than you would think. You can't just go all in on just attack power. That you actually do want to go, and you want to have it at specific points. Like you want to have one stat over another at specific points. Because your mag changes form. And when your mag changes form, that gives you access to different big things. And oh hey, I finally have a spell I can use, Zonda. Just put that on here, because it's pretty basic. That's really nice. It's lightning. It strikes exactly the single enemy, and it doesn't have a trajectory, it hits the enemy instantly as it's cast. It's really nice. It's basic, but yeah. It's the sort of basic that you want. For as much as I like the type of projectile that Barda is, it can be kind of finicky because it's slow. There we go. Yeah. Are the Go-Boomas weak to lightning? I forget. Because the Boomas, I don't think they are. I think the Boomas are weak to fire. Okay, I think it's the Giga Boomas that are weak to lightning then. I have a reason to use monofluid. Yeah, now I can use... I now can attack from a distance without switching weapons, which is nice. And yeah, as you can see, Zonda is actually pretty good at interrupting enemies. like using it to just interrupt what an enemy's doing to then swing in. It's fast and has pretty low recovery. Ow. There we go. I don't really care about what the rappies are going to drop. But, like, I might as well, I guess. Amazing graphical effects for, what, 1999? This game might have released? It was super, like, it was extremely old and super early for online games. It was, like, the first real online console experience, like, actually was, like, notable. Let's just... This one has notably better defense. And they both have the same resistances. Whole lot of frames. Yep, just one way to go right now, which is where the infinite wolf encounter was. Yeah, I think the Boomas are weak to fire, the Go Boomas are weak to ice, and the Giga Boomas are weak to lightning. How it works. I interrupted it, stopping it from debuffing itself. Helpful like that. Yeah, because I'm holding R to shift what I'm doing, it then shows me that, like, hey, you'll hit this thing, like, you'll hit this thing if you press this button now. Okay, I did. So, I believe... Yeah, it's not even going to show me the Moon Atomizer because it can only be used if you're in a party anyways. Oh, my inventory is just full. That's why I couldn't pick it up. I thought I had too many. Oh. No better time than now to telepipe out. Also, so I will mention, storage is per account, not per character. So you can share things between characters through storage. Okay. This one is 10 against, well, 5 against, this one's 5 against Altered Beast, so I'll just keep this handgun for now. Could buy a Saber +2, and... So you actually can naturally increase the... You can get items that do naturally increase the plus level of the thing. But it's going to be a bit before we can reliably get those. Also, admittedly getting hungry right now, so I'm already thinking about what I'm going to be making for myself after this stream. The answer is spaghetti. I have a lot of leftover spaghetti sauce. Oh hey, a handgun +2, so I shouldn't have even kept any of the handguns I had. I believe you can only carry 5 atomizers, by the way, of each type. Well, maybe it's... Oh wait, maybe it is Go-Boomas that are weak against lightning, because... Yeah, my magic would be low enough that it's probably, without a weakness to hit, probably just doing low damage anyways. Maybe these guys are weak to ice, then. Ooh, a Saber +3. So I get a 10% damage boost against enemies that are the native type right now, but... Yeah, that's... Well, that actually, yeah, that should be more damage with how the game calculates damage. And this is Zonda to sell. Monofluid. Yeah, it seems to be more damage. Let's just... He hit you. Oh, they're about the same, actually. 17, 18, 17 compared to 18, 16, 18. Yeah, they're about the same, actually. That 10% boost equals out to about the damage increase that a +3 gives. But yeah, it is a +3. I had to make sure. Well, that was 40, 40, 36, 38. So it does seem to be slightly stronger. 55. Well, that was crits, though. So it does seem to be slightly stronger. I might as well mention you cannot interrupt an attack string with a spell cast. The only thing you can cancel into during an attack string is another attack. There, just tried it a couple times. I had to make sure myself, honestly, if there wasn't any tech that I was forgetting. Yeah, 19 against them, 25 against it. Yeah, the Go Boomas are the ones weak to lightning. So yeah, we're gonna have to find a blue console to unlock that. So yeah, it's basically kind of outlining there. We're going to be running into a Hildebear as the final encounter of this fight. Well, this level, which, considering the descriptions of it as a notably large creature, yeah, that was pretty obvious. Immediately, that is kind of the other thing about the story missions, is you do get less of a focus on, like, reading through Rico's recordings is notably more interrupted. Like, it takes a lot more time between the recordings because you're going through sections again and again and again, as opposed to just trying to follow, as opposed to them being kind of the breadcrumbs that you're following. Just dodging by a single step. Oh, hello, Hector. Getting vicious. Big scary kitty. And are the Hildebears gonna spawn now? Yes, I know, Hector. I'll be there in a second for you. You don't have to give me that face. I love my cat so much. He's the best little guy. The best big guy. Right now, I'm admittedly choosing not to finish this and just going to find all the extra stuff. Because I know exactly where the the Hildebears are going to be. I keep saying Rock Bear because that's the PSOBB thing. Come on. Come on. Just open up this path here. And hey, the area where we started now has enemies in it. Just staring at me with his giant eyes, giving me a look. Pleading, but also threatening. Hey, some rappies spawned. He's yawning because he just woke up from a nap. So I believe that the design of the crate actually does determine partially like how good the drops can be from it. So I'm pretty sure those crates do have like regularly improved like rewards. I know, Hector. I'll get to you in a second. I just have a fight to do. Okay, so this is just the little section, I believe, before the final fight. I'm just giving you some items. Just prepping you for the fight about to happen. Also, hey, this moved. In this case, you have to activate that to progress, from what I understand, from what I remember. That's what unlocks this little bit. In the original, you didn't. It was just something that you'd find on the side. Yeah, maybe it's just the Gigaboomas are just resistant to lightning then. Just the game trying to constantly tell me, you cannot pick up this Monomate! As I'm trying to fight for my life. I now can. Yep. Okay, and here should be the final boss of this. Yeah. Here comes a Hildebear. Treat it as if it was a boss. Ow. Ow. I mean, it hits hard. I probably should have moved. Like, seeing that both of them are able to hit me right now, and just, yeah. I don't want to trade blows with this thing. There we go. But it said multiple. So yeah, here's two more. The quest mentioned multiple Hildebears. Also, they're not really bear-like, they're very ape-like. They make monkey noises, too. Ow. I don't see why they called him a bear. Whoever scientist decided on that name was dumb. That's my decision. Eventually just walks up to me, slaps me in the face. There. And some more! I'm gonna quickly... Oh, right, it was on monofluid anyway, so I just used a higher tier of item, so I didn't need to do that. Ow. There. A monofluid already is a full heal for my TP. Oh yeah, Trimate. So yeah, as I mentioned, Build-A-Bears actually do have a really decent chance of dropping Trimates, which are the full heals. Squeeze in 2 hits. Whoop! Well, actually, yeah, if I stay to the side that its arm swings from, I should have an easier time avoiding its attack. And there. Exterminated the wild animals. So, my main use of Trimates right now, though, is going to be entirely on leveling my mag. So that's a lot. I'm gonna go sell things before the game tries to give me a reward I cannot have. And then I'm gonna go feed my cat, so he doesn't kill me. I guess I'll keep the dagger. Oh hey, I can learn Resta. That's incredibly helpful. I can spend TP to recover health. I can spend TP to recover HP. So now my monomates, well, my monofluids are functionally me healing myself as well. So now I have a good reason to stock up on both. My cat's bothering me more and more, so I'm going to, before handing the quest in, give him his food. And so they now can safely investigate the central dome. Still don't know what reward that was. What reward it's giving me. And let's just pop this back on there. I should probably do side quests, because those are very short, but they have their own stories going on and whatnot, and they have a lot of continuity between them, like as in, there's instances where choice you pick in one will affect another. It's neat. Okay, here we go. Here's the final mission of Forest. So 1-3. So they've been sending people into the Central Dome. Nobody's come back. Whatever it is, it can't be more dangerous than, like, 20 fucking Hilda Bears. I believe I'm stocked up on... Okay, yeah. Did stock up on monomates. Go back to Forest 1. And yeah, still the first message from Rico. So as you may guess, from the description of this one, we are going to be doing the dragon fight. Given how easy the dragon fight is in the first place, like, admittedly, it is a fight where if you don't know how to dodge it, and if you're first learning the game, it will get you. It's a demanding fight, and it's a punishing one. It demands you dodge it, basically. It demands you learn how to avoid it. Or at least have enough curatives to, like, survive taking a couple of hits. But, like, it is still kind of neat that, like, the level that I'm at, and the fact that I'm not playing with an experience modifier on, I'm playing at normal experience. So I'm going to be notably, like, stronger fighting the dragon this time. Playing through the government quests definitely prepares you a bit, quite a bit more for everything, because you have to do so much more. Ow. Oh right, I should have applied Resta to my palette. Yeah, still the same message. So I'll put Resta on there. Yeah, this mission is at least going faster just because we're so much stronger and able to take down the enemies a lot faster just in the first place. Like, imagine if it took this few swings to take out infinite wolves. Oh. Unlike using an item, Resta does have an animation, so there is that little bit of extra danger from it. Little being the key word, though. Like, barely. Oh. See what I mean, though, by, like, evasion locking? I don't think you can actually get, like, permanently, like, stun locked. Like, by evading everything forever. And just sit there taking no damage, effectively soft-locking the game. I don't think that can actually happen. Just because I don't think that enemies can line up in a way that causes that. I'll check that message on my way back. Is this just about the... Okay, that's the firearms one. Bringing the question of, like, hey, we don't have arms, we don't have weapons this good. What the hell is going on here? Turned around, making him whiff. Yeah, that was just the rappy one. Yeah, just a bit of a existential moment. Thinking about why she's even doing this. Bit of self-doubt creeping in. Well, I guess it's not really self-doubt, it's more just her kind of going like, I don't really know why people see me as a hero. But I guess it's, they see me as such because I don't do this stuff really for personal gain, like for getting money and whatnot. Oh. I tried to swing, but because my attack button changed to pick up item, I don't know what I picked up. Probably is another saber, though. Yeah. This is... yeah, red gates. Just murder everything. My trip through this forest is a trail of bloody corpses. Because apparently every animal in existence is coming out to attack me. I'm genuinely surprised that, like, their teams have had any trouble with, like, the animals here. I would guess there wouldn't even be enough after I'm done with one run through here. And this one, is this Monist? Oh no, this one's Savage Wolf. That one's gonna be the gate instructions. I have to backtrack a tiny bit after finding whatever opens that. I'm curious what's in one of those crates. Had to take the very long way around the entire area. While I'm walking. Yeah, just a telepipe. Oh. And just to unlock every door here for the hell of it. Hooray. We completed the map again. From what I remember the other areas, the government missions for those should be better. There should be at least more inherent variance in how they can be set up. Hey, Foy. Foy is the basic fireball. It is fireball. It travels in a line and then hits the thing that you shoot it at. It's decently strong. It's stronger than Barda or Zonda because it's so basic and just hits one thing. Oh hey, it's moved here now. So I will mention in the original release, depending on the variant you would get of an area, like a forest, the location of that pillar would change. And that the spot that it was in there is the normal spot for it, that it's usually most commonly found in. I think, yeah, Gigaboomas are definitely resistant to fire. Ugh. That almost killed me if I didn't dodge it and also heal right before it would have connected. And I am full up on items, so I'm going to teleport back. This is basically the loop of the game, is you go through an area and you kill things, you get full on items, and then you teleport back to sell them, or like bring them to attacker or store them or whatever. Let's just see, a dim saber. Dim means that the special attack can be an instant kill, potentially. No sword. Sword is the weapon type I mainly like. Though, because of how it works, I usually do have to have a secondary weapon type on me. I have to... You basically... That is eventually the case. That is actually just the game in general. You carry around a lot of different weapons. You don't rely on a singular one. Because different weapons cover different situations. Not just in terms of which attributes they hit harder, or what elements they may have, or what special abilities they may have on them, but just also because of how they target things, the situations they're better in, and whatnot. Like single target damage, multi-target damage, AoE, ranged AoE, ranged single target, stuff like that. High accuracy, low accuracy, multi-hit. For this early part of the game, very much you don't have access to enough weapons anyways to really branch out. Forces get basically kind of the same thing, but through their spells, because you get access to every spell in the game, and then you just are constantly using all of them. Because all of them also have different, like, AoEs and different, like, radiuses, AoEs, different amount of targets they can hit. Yeah, this one's just gonna be the look for a switch. There's a whole lot of combat going on. Like I said, the forest is admittedly probably the worst for how the government quests work, because it's got the least amount of variance to the fact that, like, as you can tell, it's very much set up to be like a pretty distinct shape, as opposed to like a collection of rooms. So it ends up feeling like the others are inherently more repetitive in design, but feel less repetitive because of how you can arrange the room order and whatnot. And this, it's a lot of going through the exact same rooms that have very distinct shapes and just noticing, oh, I can't access this door this time. Yeah, because I hit that in a previous mission, it's not active anymore because it's just there for like aesthetic purposes now. In this one, it's not like if I didn't hit it in the previous mission, it wouldn't be like I would be able to hit it now. It's just that like it presumes you did, so it's just leaving it there for continuity. Ooh. Yeah, rock bears are explicitly strong against fire, as also evidenced by the fact that they spit fireballs at you. They basically cast foy at you. Out of the way. Ugh. Did I call it a rock bear again? Kill the bear. Ow. As mentioned, rock bear is the Phantasy Star Online 2 one. Oh. Oh. I looped all the way around. Okay. Eventually one of us was gonna hit first, and really, that was a losing game for me to play. I should have healed just now. But At the very least, we looped all the way around so we don't have to walk back to that specific spot. We can just, like, we can just easily access that specific spot. Just by taking the shortcut we opened. Yeah. Okay, I already read that. I just see them and I'm like, wait, did I read this? Oh, I did. I played through this mission like 3 other times. Of course I read it. Ow. Ow. Okay, yeah, every time a Barbarous Wolf dies, the other wolves in the encounter will get an inherent debuff. Even if it's another Barbarous Wolf. Yeah, he healed full because there was no other characters in here. So essentially everything reset. There we go. And I'm full on items. Guess I'm gonna have to teleport back. So given that we had to circle all the way around here, I'm pretty sure that the little alcove right above, right behind, like, to the north, is where we need to go to get to the Central Dome. And that we just need to finish all the encounters here. I shouldn't engage like that. If I dodge, I should just move. Thankfully, they're so big, they kind of stop the other from reaching me. Oh! Haha! Haha! Damn. Okay. And yeah, that's a teleporter to another section of this. I was just here, right, but have to go back immediately because, oh wait, never mind. That's still not as good. Wait, did you change your stock? Nope. Nothing that I need. Might as well restock on those. Hey, I can learn Barda. For the fight against Dragon... Going to customize. I might as well have all 3 attacks on there and then go into customize. This is how you set things to the number keys. Just go into customize and then press the number key on it. Oh. I didn't actually save that. What? No, I did. Yeah, I did. It's not showing. Unless I did that wrong. Or do I go into technique? Is it because... Oh, I set it to... You can have 20 things across those. I set it to R and then 1. There. Now I have Resta on my number keys. Yeah, just heavy swings are still better than Foy. Foy at least will hit guaranteed, but... that is the thing with magic, from what I remember, is magic cannot be evaded, period. You can resist it, but you can't evade it. So magic users don't have to worry about accuracy, basically. They do have to worry about, you know, their resources, but accuracy is not anything they have to concern themselves with. Okay, use Barda on Gigaboomas. And yeah, as you can see, it can pierce. Hit multiple enemies. Like the first option we have that can target multiple enemies and hit multiple. Not great at it, but hey, it does. Probably be more notable if we were a mage. And it'd like have good damage behind it. Oh. It's gonna spawn more things in there, isn't it? Oh no. More things didn't spawn because I went to that little alcove. The little hole. Now just to go check on the one area I haven't been to yet. One section I haven't been to. Yeah, this is gonna be Rock Bear. Oh, tactics. I keep saying Rock Bear. Let's just give that Trimate. And hey! My Meg is now a Varuna, and I now have a Photon Blast. So, attacks, a spinning attack that hits all nearby enemies. Basically, Photon Blasts are your limit breaks or summons or whatever. That 0 right beside the red gem. First of all, that red gem in my, in my nameplate there, that's to denote which person in the party I am. Red denotes that I'm essentially player 1. I'm the founder of the party. Yeah, you can see that there's a little circle around it that is filling up as I'm doing damage and getting hit. Once that reaches 100, I can use a Photon Blast, which will automatically take over my... it automatically takes over all of my alternate palette stuff, the stuff that I have set to, like, when I'm holding R. It is worth mentioning that the rate at which that goes up, I can actually increase the rate. That is what Synchro does. I believe IQ is, like... there's other, like, passive effects that mags can get, like, that they can do, and IQ, I think, affects those, like, the amount of times, like, how often they do that or whatnot, or how strong that effect is. IQ might also affect how strong the Photon Blast is. but synchros how fast the photon blast fills up. You know what? I'm gonna use that and then pick up the one that was on the ground. I might be able to use this photon blast during the dragon fight. I did already go in there. It should be charged over the course of it. Finally, I can get behind those doors. I'll do how they're set up. It's not happening right now, but it can happen sometimes. I don't know if Barda's too low level, but Barda can inflict freeze, which freezes the enemy in a giant solid chunk of ice. It just basically is a stun. Ow. Just trying to target both of them at once. Yeah, Barda is also just very cheap, at least, to just keep doing. Doesn't seem to be filling up my Photon Blast gauge, though. Oh. Even physical attacks aren't right now. Getting hit, though. Getting hit for almost all my health. Okay, yeah, it's just filling up very slowly from my physical attacks. Ow. Yeah, as you can see, the door to the central dome is closed. Is what this transporter is for. Yeah, it's explicitly weak to ice. As in, it only really takes good damage from ice in terms of magic attacks. It falling over from that, from me knocking it down, yeah, that does do damage. It does have a hitbox on that. Okay, I'll definitely get my Photon Blast from this. Like, Zonda is, like, the most... It may be barely any damage, but it is very reliable at least letting me hit it during this phase. Ow. So, yeah. Oh, okay. I'm almost able to Photon Blast. There we go. So yeah, as you can see, it takes over the second part of my palette. Are you gonna dive? Nope. Yeah. everything stops while the photon blast animation goes off. That number beside my nameplate, that 1, is signaling that I'm the first one to do a photon blast. If there was multiple party members, they could also be chaining their photon blast with mine and activate theirs if they have theirs ready. And you get a photon blast chain going on. Damn it. I forget if a chain actually, like, has additional effects or if it's just that you're buffering additional ones. But it's basically just telling you the order in which it's going to fire off. Because some photon blasts do, like, have other effects, like buffs, that you'd actually, like, probably want to go earlier in order. Okay. Walk in a straight line, not at angles. Want to get him coming at me in a straight line and... Whoop. Well, okay. I keep trying to use the right analog stick to turn the camera. Yeah, him just stepping around is an attack. He's big steppy. Come on. Come on. He's gonna fall over on me. No. Is Zonda gonna be the thing that wins this fight for me? Oh no, he's gonna do this again. Oh. Oop, gonna wanna be over here. And one more hit. Oh, one more hit. There we go. Hell yeah. Yeah, I got it. He landed on me, dealing damage. I leveled so you couldn't see the damage it dealt, but still. I believe that actually can kill you. Oh hey, a photon drop. So, I completely forget what they do in this game, but they are kind of what the currency is for trading with other players. You don't really rely on Meseta, you rely on, like, here's how many photon drops I'm willing to trade this item for, if they don't want to just trade directly for specific things. That's usually it. That's how I remember the economy being when I played this way back in the day. The end game economy. I believe they are a resource for upgrading stuff, though. Maybe? Just... Okay, there's someone who needs this. So it might be that they're a resource for getting specific equipment or things like that. I think you trade them to get specific items. Yeah. How much stuff do I have? I'm at 30. So I'm gonna store the photon drop. So I know the reward for this. For completing everything, I know the reward. Also, whip. Got core shield. It does have less defense, but it has less resistances. But it has notably much better evasion, which is very good. Still haven't gotten any, like, notable weapons from this. Die grinder. Grinders, they're how you increase the number value of a weapon. So I'm actually going to be saving those, though. Because, yeah, why would I be wasting it on the starter weapon? So I'm gonna deposit that too. That's the real biggest reason to use the bank in this game, is because good lord, there's so many items that you're gonna want to hold on to. Oh, access. Deposit. Like that, you only have 30 slots in your inventory, so you're gonna constantly be depositing things because, well, this is good, but I don't want to use it yet. Okay, here we go. He's now turning against everyone. Sword +5. So yeah, for beating those government missions, we get a +5 sword. Before I go end this, I'm just gonna quickly demonstrate this, because also, yeah, the dialogue for the NPCs has changed now. The pre-cave, well, cave start. So I'm just gonna go into forest. So yeah, this is a sword. It's a big thing. It's not a saber. I will mention its moveset in the original was like, I think, slower and a lot more vertical, a lot less horizontal swings. Yeah. I might as well just do a quick, after I turn this in, do a quick demonstration of what makes the sword special, why I like it. And to do that, I'm just gonna quickly, so, third party, episode 1, one person. Gonna quickly go into Forest 1. So the thing about the sword, it can hit multiple targets, because it's big. I forget the limit of targets that it can hit, but it's quite a few. So it's very good at handling groups. And in Blue Burst, it's actually better against single targets than it was in previous games. Oh. Ow. I'm just not hitting again. Yeah, normal boomers are weak against fire. Yeah. Big sword at a +5 does solid damage. And like I said, it's multi-target. Ostensibly, there's gonna be encounters with enemies that have more than one hittable spot, more than one targetable spot. So ostensibly, you eventually do reach a point to where an attack that hits multiple targets is better at damage dealing than an attack that hits a single target. But anyways, we'll get there when we get there. On next Friday. Yeah, that was start of Phantasy Star Online Blue Burst. Next Friday, we'll be progressing through the caves and possibly make it through the mines, depending on how long it takes us. We'll probably be doing a bunch of side quests too, and we definitely won't be needing to, we won't be needing to, like, do forest, like, 20 different times. Progress through all the forest, beat dragon, and then progress through all the forest and beat dragon again. But yeah, so, that was, I'm gonna exit the game. Now that there's silence. But yeah, so as it is the weekend, I will be taking a break till Monday, in which case, on Monday, I will be resuming with Halo 3 and working towards finishing that, and then figuring out what I'm going to be doing with regards to Halo the other weekdays. I might figure out what to do on Tuesdays and Thursdays as well, if I want to do anything specific to those. But anyways, yeah, Fridays are going to be Phantasy Star Online, because it's a large series, and it's going to take a while to get through all of them, so I might as well have a dedicated slot while I'm working on other things. But anyways, as usual, thanks to anybody who joined in, and catch y'all next time.